Sup guys, it's your boy Justin. Sorry, my hair's a little messy. Probably should have combed it, but it is what it is. So, I'm doing a short anime review. Today I'm reviewing 2015's Blades of the Guardians, which is technically not an anime, it's a Donghua, but Donghua is basically Chinese anime. Even has like a cool anime aesthetic. It's very much like remind me of like Basilisk. If you ever seen that anime, it has a very similar art style, which is based off a comic from 2015 of the same name, it's a 2023 anime according to Google, and it's getting a live action film this year starring Jet Li. Well, it's not starring Jet Li. It looks like Wu Jing is playing the main character Dalma, but like it looks like Jet Li is going to play a villain in the movie, which is like, who is he supposed to be? The Emperor? Like I have no idea, dude. Because the Emperor is the bad guy, is like the main kind of villain of the show. No, not in season 1, which I'm reviewing, which is so weird because like how the Chinese are very which my last girlfriend I think dumped me because I criticized the Chinese because she's super, like, liberals are so dumb, dude. Like like the Chinese are like the Chinese Communist Party is super like authoritarian, right? And they hate gay people, but it's like, what the fuck? Like, she dumped me because I guess I exposed myself for being right wing because I don't like the authoritarian, like, Chinese government, dude. Not that I have anything, like, I love Chinese stuff, but when it comes to the government, I will never go to China, dude. Never go to China, dude. And I'm a law-abiding citizen, so it's not like I'm gonna be like one of those assholes who like vandalizes a sign and has to spend like 14 years in a fucking like, concentration camp or whatever the fuck they make you do there when you go to prisons. Like, holy fuck. Well, whatever. I'm grinding fucking Final Fantasy 5 because I want to beat this fucking game, dude. So I can go play. I think I'm gonna play Breath of Fire 4, or I'm gonna play that Crescent Tower game, which is pretty cool. Which there's a game called like Dungeon Antiqua that looks a lot like Final Fantasy 5. People are like, oh, everybody should play this game. And it's like, wow, dude, I could play Dungeon Antiqua on my phone, or I can play Crescent Tower, which is basically the same fucking game, dude. It's just like Dungeon Antiqua has like better graphics, but whatever the fuck. But better, nicer looking graphics, I would say. But whatever. Because Crescent Tower is more 8-bit inspired, and like Crescent, the other game is like fucking 16-bit, whatever. Or kind of 16-bit. So back to this anime. So I read this anime I read the comics back in 2018, 2019. Didn't get far. But I definitely read about like season 1, right? Up to where season 1 ended, which was great. Which season 1 is 15 episodes, around their like the standard length of an anime, of like traditional anime episodes, which are around 20 minutes. Where like you watch a lot of Chinese anime, and it's so fucking weird because some of them are like the usual length, but then you have some anime where it's like as little as 14 or 15 minutes to like, almost an hour, like with like fucking Lords of Mysteries. So I don't know what the fuck is up with like what the fuck that's about, dude. Like whatever the fuck, I don't know, man. But yeah, let's get on to the story. So basically, the story of Blades of Guardians is basically, it's a combination, the it's a combination of it's grimdark wuxia, which I don't like using grimdark for anything other than dark fantasy, but it really fits with Blades of the Guardians because it's super ultra violent, and you have like backstabbing characters, and then there's fucking monsters in like the first fucking 2 episodes. Though the main character doesn't fight any of them. They're basically like fucking ghouls, dude. They're called Razoxas or whatever the fuck. And they like the main episode. The episode starts off with our main character who basically looks like Kylo Ren without the stupid helmet. Which, considering that the comic came out in 2015, around when The Force Awakens was coming out, dude, it's like, oh yeah, this character was definitely, aesthetically, was based off Kylo Ren. Though, personality-wise, he's more like Jubei from Ninja Scrolls, and a little bit of, like, the man with no name from the Clint Eastwood spaghetti western fucking films. Because he's a bounty hunter traveling with this young kid, with this young boy or girl. It's hard to tell because I swear to God they called him like a boy most of the time, but he's also like I've sometimes during the subtitles they call him a she, which that's the one problem I have with Chinese anime, is that if you watch them based on YouTube, they have like shittier subtitles, so the translations, so the dialogue is very fucking shitty, dude. Because I guess it's more literal. Fuck, one of my characters is gonna die, so I have to heal him. So that's kind of one of the problems of if you watch Chinese anime on YouTube. But that's one of the benefits of like, you know, communist government. I guess that they'll put a lot of their media out there for free. Mostly because it's probably propaganda. But whatever the fuck, I don't care. Oh my god. Which somebody said, like, oh, you know, Canada is actually controlled by the fucking Chinese government. Where like the Chinese government is like a fucking a shadow state or whatever the fuck. Which is like, oh, I fucking hope not. I hope the fucking Christ that's not true. Or I'm fucking screwed. But whatever the fuck. Oh my god, back to this anime. So it starts off with our main character fighting a group of bandits. Which one of them has a bounty, and he's like, hey man, pay me like 3 times what your bounty is worth and I'll let you go. Only for the guy's like, no, fuck you. And like the guy kills, like, you see this awesome action scene where he fights and kills everybody. Which the action scenes look so fucking good. They at parts they almost look rotoscopy with the movements, but then it's like it's too fluid for it to be rotoscope. But like, I don't know, man, it looks fucking good. Even though there are parts in the anime where it's like, or Donghua, whatever, however you pronounce it, where it is kind of shitty animation, dude, because like they'll do the thing where a lot of anime does, where they'll have like 3D character models in the background for crowds and like army shots, but most of the time you're looking at 2D traditional hand-drawn animation with a fucking amazing art style that you don't fucking see in modern anime. I think the closest fucking time I've saw an anime with this cool of an art style outside of fucking JoJo and Terraformars is like Sugary Death Frenzy, which is, if you're looking for like a like an anime that's close to this one, Sugary Death Frenzy is a good one. Though Sugary Death Frenzy is fucked up, dude. There's like homosexual sex scenes. One of the characters is a pedophile. It's fucked up too. And Sugary Death Frenzy is a fucking brutal. Well, I think it was based off a book series that was turned into an anime, which it's fucking brutal, dude. And like I think the creator of like the creator of Hunter x Hunter said it was like one of the inspirations for the Crollo versus Hisoka fight in the which hasn't been animated yet, but like fuck, that was a brutal fucking fight, and it was so fucking random. They brought back Kevin's Arena, whatever the fuck it's called. To have like a fight between Crollo and fucking Ahsoka. Yeah, so what after that, the main character meets this fucking meets um travels through the desert because the anime mostly takes place during Central Plains China, which is all fucking desert, and it takes place during a time where they have this brutal like emperor who is spending most of the taxes and most of the country's manpowers on expeditions and building the Great Wall of China to protect against the Huns and the Turks or whatever the fuck. Which there are Turkish people, Eurasian people in the anime, which of course in the fucking live action movie coming out, they've all been race swapped to be Chinese, which is like, what can you do? What can you do? Oh my god. At least they looked fucking. I'm pretty sure like they were like they were Eurasian or whatever the fuck, or Turkish. I'm not 100% sure. They looked it in the anime. Sorry. So what happens is they pass by this battle between like Razaksha's, the cannibal monsters that look like fucking monsters. They're supposed to be people, but they look like fucking monsters, dude. And it's not like the fucking monsters from 13, like fucking, the 13th Warrior. These actually do look like fucking monsters, dude. I'm like, what the fuck? I should try to master classes I haven't already fucking mastered. So what haven't I mastered yet? Oh my god. Let's go with Beastmaster for this character. What the fuck do I want? Sorry. Fuck it. But fuck. So they meet up with two survivors. One of it's an old guy carrying this young man on his back. With the young man has had his fucking face ripped off by the Razaxos, dude. And at first, our main character is so Sigma male grind set that he's only willing to help them if they can pay, but they have like no money, right? Because they're just part of like a convoy, like a convoy courier group or whatever the fuck. But he finds this wanted poster with this wanted criminals, like a master martial artist, like assassin, called I can't remember his name, but it was like he wields like two daggers, and it's like he has a snake like nickname, right? And he's like, okay, I'll help you in return for this wanted poster, which the young man who got his face ripped off, face ripped off, was looking for this guy because this guy killed his dad. So the main character Dalma and his 4-year-old son or daughter, Shao Xi or whatever, Shao Qi, however you pronounce the name. I don't know how to pronounce, like Chinese names. Which Dalma means like bladed horse, by the way, because he used to be a cavalry man. A cavalry soldier. Which, if you don't know what cavalry is basically mounted troops. They would be like the fast attack units in like a fucking, tactical war game or whatever the fuck. Oh, fuck, So yeah, so that's where we get introduced to the market, uh, and like some of the other supporting characters, like Mo, who is like the old man who's like the leader of leader of this market that in the middle of the desert that's run by like 5 clans, which he's like the main leader of, who saved Dalma and his kid when they were lost wandering the desert. And he also has like a pretty young daughter called Ayuya, which I think it means honey. I'm not 100% sure because sometimes the translation will will not show their name, but like show what the translation for the name is. Like there's parts where they call Dalma Bladed Horse. So I think Ayuya means honey, but I'm not 100% sure. And she has a crush on our main character, right? Because he's a badass. And she's a pretty cool character. And most of the anime has to deal with the plot, with this power struggle that's going on in the fucking markets. But yeah, but like what ends up happening, he goes to the village where the fucking hidden bandit, assassin is at, which he's hiding incognito at this fucking village where he's a family man running a fucking inn who has a kid that hates him, and that the village is being run by this homosexual corrupt magistrate who has an adoptive son that he's clearly having sex with. Which he tries to recruit Dalma to his gang, or sorry, his group, but Dalma's like, no. Only for Dalma to trick him by having him kill his own son. Like, hey, I'll join your group if you kill your son who tried to have me and the fucking innkeeper killed. Only for him to go back on his word. And you have this cool one-on-one. Sorry, you have this cool Mexican standoff between the corrupt magistrate, the wanted assassin guy, and our main character, which was really cool fight. But after that, because Dalma killed the corrupt magistrate, he becomes wanted and has to go on the run, having fucking bounty hunters after him. But his friend Mo, who runs the... Everybody's out of fucking mana. Oh my fucking Christ. I fucking hate Tensu. They hardly recover any fucking... sorry. Sorry, my throat was dry. So what was I saying? Well, because our main character is wanted now, the only job he can do is being an escort to this other guy who's a wanted criminal who is on the way to Chang'an to start a revolutionary movement. And that's the character with the long black hair, robes, and has red lines over his face. It's supposed to be makeup or dried blood. It's supposed to be makeup, but in the fucking live action trailer, they made it all he's wearing a mask, right? Probably because they couldn't make him look as cool as he did with makeup or whatever, which is, I guess, is fine or whatever. Which he sounds like he's voiced by a fucking girl in the trailer. It actually sounds like Michelle Yeoh, which is, It could be Michelle Yeoh because the fucking movie is directed by Yuen Wo Ping and has fucking Jet Li, Wu Jing in the fucking film. That other guy, I forget his name, but he was in like he's like also a famous like Hong Kong Chinese film actor. He was in The Promise, which was a very awesome wuxia film if you never saw it from the 90s. That fucking wuxia film would also be a good a good movie to watch after watching this anime if you ever do watch it because that also has like a Wild West kind of feel with the aesthetic and is also dark as fuck. Holy fuck. Oh, I fucking forget. One of the reasons I'm grinding is not just for money. I'm supposed to be catching some sea monster for a fucking boss, but I forget what fucking sea monster it was. Fuck. Oh my god. So I gotta wrap up this review so I can look it up. But yeah, so that's the main plot of the fucking season 1 is that they have to escort this guy to Chang'an, and he has a Yuya with him. She has he has her female bodybuilder guard with them as well, and they also meet. They also along the way meet this like cool swordsman guy, Bishonen Wuxia swordsman guy, who would be who's supposed to be the pretty boy, but at the same time supposed to be like the edgy one because he has like the scar over his one eye. He has white hair. He's fucking brutal. He's rude. Who's doing a job for this corrupt rich guy. A lot of corruption in the fucking anime, where he had to go on this manhunt to find this prostitute who ran away from this brothel with this young pharmacist, who the pharmacist worked for the rich corrupt guy. So he lost face. So he has this one guy, Shu is his name, go out and get the girl and bring her back to Chang'an. But they had a carriage that was attacked by these cannibals who are not the Rizoxas, but worship the Rizoxas as like guardian gods or whatever. So that was a cool scene. And what happens? These group of main characters team up to fight against the heirs of the five market families, because there was a coup d'etat where the emperor has his assistant minister hunt down the guy the guy with the makeup who's like the revolutionary leader, hunting down, and they know he's in the Central Plains. So the assistant minister decides to kill two birds with one stone. Have the five families hunt and kill this guy for him, but at the same time have this plot where he puts them against each other, so the government can swoop in and take over the area, right? Because what happens, there's like a civil war where like almost all the families are dead, and they swoop in and take over the area too. So it's very like 3D chess, political, like Game of Thrones, 4D chess, political move, right? Because there's politics in the fucking world, and that's where you get the epic betrayals, the backstabbing, all that shit. Yeah, which is a lot of very brutal scenes, and there's a lot in the comics. There were a lot of religious tones because the family markets guys were like Zoroastrians or whatever the fuck they. Sorry, not to be rude to the religion, but I don't know shit about it. But they obviously kind of toned that shit down from the from the anime because they're because the communist government doesn't like religious themes other than like maybe like you're allowed to have Buddhism because of traditional Chinese, but other than that they don't like religious themes at all. And Chinese media or whatever they love to promote atheism and shit. But the only one you're allowed to have is Buddhism because of like the it's the because of China's like historical whatever. Yeah. So the anime is fucking great. You have lots of cool action, cool aesthetics. There's brutal, epic anime betrayals. Cool twists. I really like the mercenary group. I really like the one because you have the nephew of the fucking assistant manager guy, assistant minister guy, who doesn't like all the backstabbing, the fucking betrayals, who has this epic, Dynasty Warrior standoff between the one main villain of this season, which is a guy who was supposed to be married to Ayuya, but because his dad died under like suspicious circumstances, the Ayuya's father called off the wedding, which just made the dude like go fucking crazy. Then he had to kill his dad, which everybody thinks he killed his dad for like political for bullshit reasons. When it turns out his dad had gone when his dad was paralyzed and had gone insane, dude. So it was like it was kind of like a mercy killing, but whatever, right? Yeah. So that character was like unsympathetic until like you saw like his backstory and it was like, oh fuck, you kind of feel for the character at that point. But yeah, this review has gone long enough. If you like, I'm gonna list off a bunch of anime, and if you like these anime, you should watch Blades of Guardians. It's for free to watch on fucking YouTube. Like, yeah, it's going to take you 4 hours to watch it all, but you should know by the first 2 episodes. You should actually, honestly, by the first episode, can tell if it's good or not. And even the theme song is very fucking good. But yeah, if you like Basilisk, if you like Ninja Scroll, if you like Samurai Champloo, if you like Sugary Death Frenzy, like, if you like all that shit, then you will like this fucking anime. Check it out. Goodbye.